Since update 1.50 for Gran Turismo 7 has released, PPs now have become a little bit more stable. Events, we seem to know what we've got for the events, and we've got the new cars added from update 1.49. We now know where the big money races are, and there's no new big money races. In fact, the best big money race in Gran Turismo 7 right now is the Tokyo World Touring Car 600 at Tokyo Expressway. And that's just because the 600 PP cars are still pretty much unchanged from prior to update 1.49. Nearly all of the 800 PP builds used to do Sardinia World Touring Car 800 have now been incredibly nerfed. All of the monsters with the Group C cars have had such a nerfing to get them back to 800 PP that it becomes a lot less credits per hour than heading back to Tokyo Expressway. The car we're going to use to dominate Tokyo Expressway is this one. Available from legendary dealerships is the Subaru Rally Car 1998. This is the Subaru Impreza driven by Colin McRae with co-driver Nicky Grist. Now, what a fantastic classic car from automotive and motorsport history. This car looks incredible and it's so good to drive. I've got a fantastic 600 PP tune for you now, guys. The car I will be using for this one has a custom livery on it. It's the Cusco Japanese Grand Touring Car Championship livery on this Impreza rally car, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic, guys. And here are the settings I'm going to be using in this World Touring Car 600 build. So everything highlighted in blue on this tuning sheet is different from how you receive the vehicle. So I will be using sports hard tyres front and rear. I think these are the best tyres to use for Tokyo Expressway World Touring Car 600. The suspension, I've lowered it a bit. It's 90 at the front, 94 at the rear. Other suspension settings, I've not made any adjustments. For the differential settings, I've not made any adjustments to the front and rear differentials, but the front to rear torque distribution is set to 35-65, but you can adjust this on the fly. I have fitted the fully customizable racing transmission, and I've got it set to 340 kilometers an hour. I haven't manually set any of the gears, but here are the settings if you want to copy them. Up to power restrictor, I've got it set to 91. Ballast, I've got it set to 10 kilograms of ballast, positioned -48, so nearly all the way to the front. Fully customizable ECU set to 100. I do have the low RPM turbocharger fitted. Anti-lag is set to weak, but I think that's just a default setting anyway. None of the other settings I have changed at all. So there is the tuning sheet for this car. Now let's go to the event. The event we're going to use is over to World Circuits. Head all the way to Asia Oceania and head over to Tokyo Expressway. Scroll across till you see Tokyo Expressway World Touring Car 600. Guys, if you are a fan of Tokyo Expressway, then check out the description below. I've got my exclusive Tokyo Expressway t-shirts, hoodies, all of the merch. Feel free to go over there, check them out, and yeah, show you're a fan of Tokyo Expressway. For this race, we're going to keep it on fuel map number 1 through the whole race. We're not going to worry about fuel, but it will be a one-stop strategy. Now this car, I think, is best to short shift the car, so when the revs are in the middle of the rev bar, just shift up a gear. It doesn't matter too much if you're on automatic gears, you're not going to lose too much time, but the very optimum way to get the speed out of the car is by short shifting. Fuel efficiency, don't worry about that at all. So now we can switch to radar to make sure we're safe from other cars on the track. So about the 200 board is the braking point into turn 1. The first lap or 3 is a little bit wet at Tokyo Expressway. We've been bundled into turn 1 there, trying to maintain the clean race bonus. I think it's okay to get a bit of car contact when they're passing you, but if you're passing them, you need to make clean passes. And with this car, we've got plenty of power to allow us to do that. So 4th gear through this sweeping corner here, just playing with the throttle. While the track is a little bit wet, we're going to be a little bit more cautious. But we have got full forward drive in this car. This car is really quite safe on throttle. On the brakes, it can squirm around a little bit. That's just the nature of the new physics. I'm going to cover that in a future video, so guys, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit that bell to be notified whenever that video goes live. So now, first couple of laps here, we just want to make sure we keep ourselves clean, keep ourselves in contention, because the track is a little bit slippery. As the track dries out, we're going to start to really attack the track and make the most of this fantastic Subaru Impreza rally car build. So the big braking zone at the end of this straight here, we want to be on the brakes at the 200 board, and there is Sassuolo ahead now, so on the brakes at the 200 board. This is a very critical part of the track to make sure we don't get a track limits penalty, because that will invalidate your clean race bonus. Now the car can slide a bit, but it's still got good traction. It really pulls out the corner. Considering we've got a huge amount of power in this car, it really pulls nicely. So we're a little bit down on top speed, but we actually get to that speed pretty quickly. So Sassuolo may come back at us as we drag racing. We're going to get a bit of a slipstream assistance from the Subaru of Hizal. Where is the gap? It's just going to open the outside there. Three-way drag race. Look on the mid. Oh, it's all kicking off. Guys, this is actually quite a fun race. I really enjoy doing this one. High jeopardy, but it's going to make you a better driver. So back out this one a little bit. Try and keep ourselves clean, because we'll be able to dominate his cars, no problem at all. We don't need to worry about Gallo in the lead. He pits twice, everybody else pits once, so he's not in the race at all. We've got these cars covered for speed through the more twisty parts of the track, so we don't need to worry about our slight lack of top speed versus Sassuolo. We just need to choose our moments as to where we pass. And third gear through this tighter switchback here. Sometimes get a pass on corner exit. Oh, it's all got a bit close. Oh, the gap's closing away. I'm going to back out this one. I don't want to lose that clean race bonus with essentially a bump and run. So trying the next braking zone maybe. There's a gap appeared there. There we go. The gate has opened. Now we need to just make sure we get a good few corners through here. Just blending the car on the throttle, blending the car on corner exit, drag race down to the big braking zone, go to the inside of the Supra, I think, at the 200. We're on the wet part of the track, so a little bit squirmy, and I think Sassuolo just gone in really deep there. Trying to accelerate on the damp bit of the track there, but we've got forward drive, drop the hammer and leave the guys in the dust. That's lap number 2 on the board, and now guys, it's just a case of repeating the process. Keep churning out those laps. Pit at end of lap number 6, fresh set of tyres, fill to whatever you need for fuel, and you're good to go. So we are already in the lead of this race, smashing out 2:07 lap times. I'm going to give you a rundown of where I brake, what gears I use, and how to get the most of this car when you've got a bit of clean air and when the track starts to dry out as well. So into turn 1, you're going to want to look for just after the 200 board is the braking point, the first of the yellow boards on the brakes, all the way down to second gear, and brake around the first corner, because it's a pretty tight corner. You can get on the gas pretty aggressively, and then back down to second gear for the second part of the first kind of double apex corner. On the down ramp here into the rising sun, up to fourth gear. We're going to stay in fourth gear, flowing through this flowing S section, just hovering the car on throttle, coasting where we need to coast, and then braking just at the 100 board down to third gear, and then doing the same, flowing through the S section here in third gear. On the gas aggressively on exit, the car sticks really nicely up to fourth gear, just under the bridge, brush the brakes a little bit, flow through here, stay in fourth gear, again fourth gear again, braking, lettering on the floor, brushing the brakes, letting the car flow into the corner, and then through this sequence of corners here. So 100, just after 100, brake down to third gear, again braking and flowing the car into the corners. The car just starts to feel light and floaty, especially if you just brush the brakes. You don't want to get slamming onto the brakes. Just screwing at a speed is the perfect way to drive this car. Just after the 200 board, is the braking references all the way down to first gear for this really slow double apex corner here. So just tease the car around, a bit of gas on corner exit, up to second reasonably quickly on corner exit. The car can slide a little bit and then just drag race to the finish line. This lap time is a little bit slower than the lap before, but I'm normally slower when I'm talking anyway. At the end of lap number 6, that should be your pit lap. We've got fuel to spare, so that's not a bad thing. We're going to throw it into the pits absolutely flat out. We're going to put a new set of sports hard tyres on it. We don't necessarily need to, but I think it's sensible to do so. It's only going to save us 3 seconds or something. We're not going to fill the car to the maximum. We're going to go just a little bit past the diamond, which is going to give us a pretty short pit stop in the grand scheme of things, because the car is very efficient on fuel. A little bit past and then we're good to go. You could stretch it to lap 7 if you wanted to, and then that would be fine as well. So it's going to remain in the lead of this race. Coco Bone's going to pass us, but he pits at the end of lap number 7, so that's a net lead still for ourselves. And then we just continue to execute what we've already been doing to get to the end of the race. And guys, you can also throw a little bit of jeopardy and danger into the mix if you really want to, and that is with a little bit of handbrake at the final corner here. So just coming in here, just pull the handbrake, get the car sliding, just get the car lit up, just sliding that car all the way around, 4-wheel drive rally style. Colin would be very pleased with that one, I'm pretty sure. And even with a bit of lap traffic to deal with, we're going to smash out 206.7, really knocking those race times down. So coming down these straights for the final time on the final lap of the race, we've got 0.8 laps of fuel remaining, so that's worked out absolutely perfect. And the race time is going to be just, I think, 26 minutes 10 seconds. That's going to actually dominate World Touring Car 600 at Tokyo Expressway. Yeah, so there we go, 26 minutes 10 seconds, and the fastest lap time of 2 minutes 6 seconds 0.760. Absolutely fantastic. It's a one-stop strategy, so you will need to pit, but this car absolutely smokes this race. And we also did get the clean race bonus, so that's 825,000 credits every 26 and a bit minutes. That's a really good credits per hour payout. So guys, this car will dominate Tokyo Expressway, World Touring Car 600, and earn you fantastic credits per hour. If you want to fix any of your other broken builds that used to earn you credits, click on the top video up there. That'll help you to fix it since the changes in update 1.49 and 1.50. If you're wondering how on earth I've managed to get a Moser racing wheel working on PlayStation Gran Turismo 7, then click on the bottom video. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.